Hello guys, and welcome to this installment of A Computers and Technology. Today we're going to be taking a look at this dual SATA 3 hard drive USB 3.0 enclosure from ORICO. This is model NS200U3, and if you want to check this out, the link to it will be in the description. It's currently being sold on Amazon for 99 bucks. So I just finished testing this thing. There's a lot of good things and one or two bad things about it, and I'm kind of going to diverge this episode and talk about the bad things first. So there's one thing that really got on my nerves with this product, and that is the fan noise from it. During testing, the unit did stay very cool. The hard drives inside the unit stayed cool, but the fan noise is aggravating, to say the least. If you have this on your desk and you like your workspace to be silent, this is not the drive enclosure for you. That was my biggest qualm with the product during my review. Everything else is fine with regards to this drive enclosure, but keep in mind, if you don't like a little bit of fan noise in the background, you are not going to like this drive enclosure. So now let's get to everything that is good about this drive enclosure. So first off, it comes with everything you need to get started. It comes with a 3.3 foot USB 3.0 cable, along with a 40-watt power supply. The length of these cables is about 10 feet. I can drop it from my foot to my head, and we still got cable to spare. And I am 6'4", so very, very long power cord. The build quality of the unit itself is very nice. This is an all aluminum enclosure, has a nice weight to it, has a nice feel. It has a magnetic door, so you take this off to slide the hard drive in. It can hold up to 2 hard drives, 2 3.5-inch hard drives up to 1 inch thick. If you really want to, you can also put 2 2.5-inch drives in this unit. I tried that. I did that for testing. I benchmarked this using a data, I think it's the S500 solid state drive. It did fit into the unit. It was very hard to get out of the unit. So just keep that in mind. This will take 2.5-inch drives, but it may be very difficult to remove them afterwards. Getting started with this unit is very simple. All you have to do is plug everything into the back. So you're going to plug in your USB 3.0 cable, power cable, and then you're going to plug the USB 3.0 cable into your desktop or laptop. You're going to take the front cover off. Yes, it is magnetic, but it stays on very well. So if I just shake it right here, you can see that that magnetic cover is not falling off anytime soon. So I'm going to pull the magnetic cover off. We'll slide a drive in, put the magnetic cover back on, and you're good to go. It's automatically recognized with Windows and Linux. It was plug and play, took less than 20 seconds to recognize both the drives I had in the unit. Yes, this is backwards compatible with USB 2.0, so if you want to use this with something like a Raspberry Pi NAS build, you can. And if you want to expand your storage capacity even further, they do sell a 4-bay variant of this drive enclosure. That variant will set you back about $200. If you want to check that out, the link to that product will be down in the description. So before we get to benchmark results, let's talk about some other notable features. So on the front, you will see 3 LED status indication lights. The first light is for the power indicator. The other 2 lights are for the status, read and write status of the 2 drives. So they each get their own dedicated read and write status light. The front panel has cutouts, so when you put it back on, you can still see all 3 status LED indication lights. On the bottom, you will find 4 rubber feet. Those rubber feet are to keep the drive enclosure from sliding around all over your desk, and it's also to dampen vibration from any mechanical drives you have inside the device. So now let's talk about benchmark speeds. I used 2 different benchmarks to test out this drive enclosure. I used Crystal Disk Mark, and with Crystal Disk Mark, we were seeing about 400 megabytes per second read speeds and 300 megabyte per second write speeds. The other benchmark I used was ASSSD benchmarked. With that benchmark, we were seeing similar results, 400 megabytes per second on the read side, 300 megabytes per second on the write side, and then just for the heck of it, I thought this would be a curveball for the drive enclosure, and it sort of was. I benchmarked 2 drives at the same time. I used the solid-state drive that I was using for single SSD benchmarking, and then I also installed a 3.5-inch hard drive. And it did struggle just a little bit with that. As you can see, speeds are reduced, but that is expected since that extra drive is taking additional bandwidth. I took this apart just to see what SATA II USB controller we are using, and inside this enclosure we are using a J-Micron JM-S561U. That is a super speed, not super speed, a super speed dual SATA 3 USB 3.0 bridge chip, capable of read and write speeds up to 300 megabytes per second. I'm not sure, I guess that's just a typo right there. And as you can see, it says confidential on this document, but it was the first thing that came up when I Googled the chip, so obviously not very confidential anymore. If you really hate the fan noise from this unit, you can easily remove the fan. There are 4 screws on the back. Once you take the back plate off, and to get the back plate off, that's just 4 screws as well. They're right here. It uses a torque spit. But we have a DC brushless fan right here, and if you don't like the fan noise, it is connected via connector. All you have to do is unplug it, unscrew the fan, take it off, and chuck it. I would suggest putting another fan on this because, you know, your temperatures will probably suffer, but that's really up to you. And as you can see, the way they put this together is pretty simple. We have 2 boards. The first board has the actual SATA connectors on it, nothing else really, a couple capacitors and that's it. That is bridged to the next board via what looks like a PCI connector. And then this is the board that has some of our power regulation on it, along with the SATA to USB 3.0 bridge chip right there. So overall, this definitely is not a bad driving enclosure. You're getting good build quality, good speeds, ease of use, but I would not use this personally on my desk. I would not hesitate to use this in a server room or in a closet, but not on my desk where I'm working just because of that fan noise. For 99 bucks, I would have liked to see them use a higher quality fan. This is not something I could tolerate in a quiet office setting. If you have less of an aversion to small sounds like that, then you might be fine with using this drive enclosure. Or once again, if you want to use this in something like a server room environment, then this drive enclosure is going to be perfectly fine. But if you don't like small, high-pitched, whiny noises in the background, you are not going to like this drive enclosure. So just wanted to reiterate that. Very, very good enclosure. Very, very good build. Great speeds, very annoying fan. So that's going to be about it for this review. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can go ahead and post a comment down in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. If you didn't like this video, please tell me why. And of course, please do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to support me, you can use my Amazon or eBay affiliate links, both of which will be down in the description. You can also support me by checking out my Patreon page. And don't forget to drop a like on the Facebook page. Once again, if you're interested in this product, the link will be down in the description. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next installment of A Computers and Technology.